This week we're in Typhoon Lagoon. Come and join us as we do all the slides, rides, and explore the tips and tricks that you need to get the best out of your day.
And answer questions like, is it worth the money? And how much is there to do with a young family?
Hello and welcome to Typhoon Lagoon. Today we're having a family day where we're going to explore all the toddler rides for Charlie, but also look for the more extreme stuff. English people absolutely love water parks. Like if you go in here, 80% of people will be English. I don't know why we love it so much, but hopefully some of that excitement will infuse through the video and we'll show you why it's so special to us.
It's like I'm surfing on a sound wave, zooming through the universe. Feels like we're bouncing off a light wave.
Typhoon Lagoon is one of the Disney World parks and is located just opposite Disney Springs. As you drive into the lagoon, you're greeted by this lush rainforest paradise setting. The signs on the side of the road say, "A furious storm once roared across the sea, catching ships in its path, helpless to flee. Instead of a certain and watery doom, the wind swept them here to Typhoon Lagoon." Typhoon Lagoon opened on June 1st, 1989, and is home of the world's largest outdoor wave pool. Its theme is the Disney legend of a typhoon that wreaked havoc upon a formerly pristine tropical paradise called Placid Palms Resor.
There are 15 slides to take on. We're going to be working our way around clockwise, going from the left all the way around the lazy river to the right. As soon as you walk in, you see the mascot, Lagoona Gator,
who's related to Blizzard Beaches at Disney's sister water park called Ice Gator.
We love looking out of the telescope and looking for
Miss Tilly, which is a shrimping boat which has been impaled upon the mountaintop Mount Mayday, which erupts with a 50-foot geyser of water from its smokestack every half hour. Ships, fishing gear, and surfboards are strewn across where the storm has flung them.
We made our way along past some of the restaurants, past the shopping area, down to the heart of Typhoon Lagoon, which is the enormous surf pool. It's the visual centerpiece of the park, with the perfect view of the shipwreck Miss Tilly. It is fantastically designed with the sun behind you if you arrive in the morning. I find the best place to base ourselves is over on Blustery Bay, because it has so much for the kids to do over there. You can do the bay slides, you can head over to Ketchakiddee Creek, or you can do Keehaul Falls or Mayday Falls. Charlie heads straight down to the two slides that go straight into the wave pool. The one on the left is the larger of the two, but the one on the right does have a tunnel. You have to be a little bit careful because the 6.5-foot wave can catch them just as they come off the slide, which is actually 12 tanks that are filled with 80,000 gallons and dropped in at the same time to make the 6.5-foot wave. That also allows them to do left-hand waves and right-hand waves according to what they want. It also means you can do surfing before the park opens and after it closes. And if you're interested, you can check out Disney's website for more details. We headed straight in to see if we could surf the wave. You have to be a little bit careful because as the wave picks you up, it's hard to keep control and to avoid all the other people. There is a line where the lifeguards won't let anyone go past it that's wearing a life jacket. If your toddler's anything like ours, it can be a little bit challenging to guide the independent spirit while keeping them safe at the same time. We headed over to Ketchakiddee Creek. There's loads to do for the kids, from splash areas to little waterfalls to a variety of slides and places to explore, along with hoses where you can squirt one another, or jets or water pistols from Squirt the boat, and different characters, and along with various carvings that are meant to be sandcastles built in. Or you can even go round the back and explore the wild caves before heading off and grabbing your own tube, just for kids under 48 inches, where the toddlers head off on their own independent tube adventure.
I can wrap you in your favorite clothes and kiss your face just so you know.
All the way around the park is the lazy river. It's an easy way to get around, and it's strewn with things that have been swept in from the typhoons, such as hoses that have broken, rafts that have washed ashore, buoys. You can also get squirted from the outboard motors, so you have to watch out for the little ones on the side having an ice cream that get you as you pass by. We headed over to Keehaul Falls and Mayday Falls. Mayday Falls is the more extreme of the two, and amazingly they let Charlie do it. As long as you can hold the sides, you're good to actually ride it. This is me spotting that Charlie's actually stopped in the way and trying not to run over him. This one is a wild rapid that goes down some whips and drops from left and right. And it is really fast as you go down. It also drops water and you go through tunnels and caves before finally splashing out of the bottom. You also have to be quite a strong swimmer and be careful because there is a strong current that runs from left to right. Keehaul Falls is its sister ride with blue tubes, which is a much easier option as you go down. It is a simple but really enjoyable tube ride. It's really fast and super smooth, and even a little bit scary if you do go upside down or backwards at any portion of it. Just be careful you don't lose your leg on the way. I appeared to lose my leg about here. There's no dark tunnels or scary drops. Instead, it relies solely on speed and comfort. You'll love Keehaul Falls, whether you are 5 or 85.
It's a sort of ride where you finish and you go, yeah, let's do that one again.
The next one we did was Gangplank Falls, which is a family raft where you need at least 3 or 4 people to go in it. The first part of Gangplank Falls throws you into a waterfall. It was only me and Charlie, so we needed to pair up. Found Christian and Austin, which we're very grateful to, as we went on this wild one where it dumps water on you from the start of the waterfall to continuously dumping water on you from left and right. It spins around and it is a little bit crazy, but Charlie absolutely loves it and thinks it's hilarious. It's a short ride, but definitely really fun with lots of twists and turns and spins as it throws a load of water on you. Finishing up with Gangplank Falls, we headed over to the far side of the park, over by where Typhoon Tilly is, and we go through a set of caves, which is the Forgotten Grotto. Around the back by the lazy river, and on your right is the Typhoon Maker, where the 80,000 gallons are dropped into the wall and making the 6.5-foot wave, where it thunders every 90 seconds as it releases the enormous wave. The mountain trail is the only attraction at Typhoon Lagoon that's a dry attraction, which is really good for getting some views over the park. You can see Disney Springs off in the distance, and it's an elevated walkway from the surfboard over Castaway Creek, past the entrance to Humunga Howabunga, and ending at Storm Slides. It's a lovely walk that highlights everything beautiful in the park and gives you some panoramic views where you can see all the way over to Disney Springs. Even though it's not a water ride, it's still definitely a must-see. It's the perfect way to see the park and gets you close up to things like the shipwrecked Miss Tilly. The only flaw with the mountain trail is that it isn't longer. It only takes about 5 minutes to do. Humunga Howabunga is the most intense and thrilling attraction at Typhoon Lagoon. It's an enclosed body slide that sends you 5 stories down a near vertical slope. You can't tell where you are or how fast you're going because you're falling inside the mountain. At the end of the ride, you skid into the horizontal chute, and it is a wedgie maker. The storm slides are one of the more extreme attractions. It's a trio of body slides known as the storm slides, lying flat on your back with arms crossed. Riders zip down 3 stories of sharp twists and turns. There are 3 slides that are equally winding, but the one in the middle is the only one with a tunnel and goes into total darkness for a noticeable amount of time. Other than that, the 3 slides are not too much different. The slides are tall and fast, but they can also be quite painful. Laying flat on your side, you'll feel every bump and twist and turn as you rock it down. It's probably not noticeable if you're younger, but the older you get, the more unpleasant the bumps and the twists and turns become.
Okay, I'm starting to sound like an old man here. As you make your way down the right-hand side of the park, you go past the old upside-down ship where there used to be a tropical snorkeling area.
You see Typhoon Tilly's, which is a great place to grab a bite to eat. We love to get a strawberry Dole Whip. I got an upside-down pineapple float, which is fantastic, which is a cone and pineapple Dole Whip turned upside down and some tropical shortbread at the bottom. We like to prepare a packed lunch, bring a few snacks in case we get hungry on the way, but there are also lots of drinking options if that's more your pace. Next up, we did Misadventure Falls. Misadventure Falls is the newest ride at Typhoon Lagoon and opened in 2017 and is widely considered the best ride. It's a family raft ride based around the architect Captain Mary O'Shea, the Oceaneer, who appears in various rides around the Disney World. This is also a 3-person minimum raft ride, so we paired up with Austin and Christian again to take this ride on. This one is a long ride that lasts several minutes and goes from left and right and through tunnels and spins around. It is really good fun. It does drop water, but nowhere near as much as Gangplank Falls, before descending out into the pool. This is one of our favourite rides, and we love the animatronics that are on it.
Same old song. Yeah, it all comes back when it starts to feel
And finally, we finished up with the Crush and Gusher, which is themed as a banana processing plantation. Crush and Gusher comprises of 3 separate but very similar fruit chutes or slides. It's a water coaster, meaning that in addition to sending riders down slopes, it also uses the water to put them back up. It's a fast ride and a fair amount of ups and downs and right turns and left turns and dark tunnels. Each of the 3 slides are quite similar and roughly the same length. The main difference is that 2 of the 3 require double riders, making it tough if you're a solo rider or with an odd number party. It's a really great ride and deservingly one of the signature attractions. They are really good fun and they come out at the bottom of a pool, which is also a really good area to bring the kids. The park does close down if there is a wild storm, and they do have to wait until the lightning has passed more than 10 miles outside the area before they can reopen it, and this happens fairly regularly throughout summer. It doesn't take long to do all the rides in the park, and the queues are normally only about 15 to 30 minutes depending on the time of year that you're there. I would say that April to July is probably the busiest time of year. By this stage the sun was setting and we were getting fairly tired. We'd done so many rides and it was an amazing day out. We went into Singapore Sal's, which is the shop that has everything from kids' floaties to waterproof phone cases to sun cream to everything that you would need. We went in, got ourselves a couple of souvenirs and called it a day. We had an absolutely amazing day at Typhoon Lagoon and would recommend it to anyone visiting the theme parks. It is one of the cheaper parks if you are going and does only cost $99 for the year if you're a Florida resident. One insider tip for you is if you are booking a Disney hotel in 2025, you do get free entry to either of the water parks if they are open at the time. That's our video for the week. We hope you had an amazing time. Please do subscribe, like it. We'd appreciate it. If you haven't seen any of the other videos, we'd love it if you check out Epcot or the Magic Kingdom. Have an amazing week. God bless. Take care.